We let small things bother us far more than we should. We get frustrated and we let things get under our skin more than we would like to admit. An example of this is we get frustrated over dumb things on the road. We get frustrated if someone cuts us off. We're easily impatient. You get impatient with your children. You get easily frustrated over small things. You get in small, petty fights with a friend or a spouse. We also hate being inconvenienced. We have in our head the way that we expect our day to go, and then it rarely goes as planned. We think a call with our insurance is going to take 3 minutes, and it takes 3 hours. Life rarely goes as planned, and we often have to go with the flow and trust in God's sovereignty. He brings trials into our lives and uses them for our good. He has a plan for every frustration and every inconvenience. He wants us to grow in patience. He wants us to grow in steadfastness. So how should we respond when we face trials? God calls us to rejoice when trials come our way because of the fruit that comes out of the trials. James chapter 1, verse 2 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." We're called to consider it pure joy because the testing of our faith will produce perseverance. But what do we typically do when we're frustrated or when a trial comes our way? Complain? You get frustrated? We lose our patience? We aren't just supposed to endure trials with a good attitude. The Bible says we're supposed to rejoice when they come our way. We see in verse 9, Haman completely robbed of his joy. He goes from being in such a good mood to just instantly feeling anger and despair. And we do this too. We let other people and trials rob the joy that we have. Instead of trusting in God and rejoicing in trials, we fall into despair. We need to constantly be reminded of God's goodness. We need to be reminded that when life gets difficult, we fall back on Him because He never wavers. He's the only true foundation that we have. You see, we're tossed around like a leaf in the wind, but He's a mountain. He's a rock that will never move. He never changes. He's perfectly steadfast. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And that's why we place our hope in Him.